In this video, I want to go over a Herculean method of training fit for the legendary Hercules. Before I begin, if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Watch me stream Tuesdays to Thursdays, 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or UTC 5. Join my Discord server, link down below, for updates on when I stream next, and to ask suggestions for new videos. And support the channel even more by hitting that join button for $2.99 a month. The first step in the Herculean method is strength training. To emulate the mythological figure, you'd want to go heavy on, for example, barbell exercises such as squats, deadlifts, bench press, and overhead press. These are great exercises that are compound movements, meaning it hits multiple muscle groups, and by increasing each workout by 5 or 2.5 pounds, you can steadily increase your strength till you hit a wall. You'd want to go for low reps at heavier weight, for example, 3 sets of 4 to 5. Now, this does not mean to only do barbell exercises. In fact, you should also add in machines and other accessory workouts. As for one, lighter weight at a higher rep range, after like a main lift, will allow for hypertrophy, helping you to look more like Hercules. Secondly, the fatigue caused by, for example, the squat will give a lower threshold for the quads in this example, allowing you to do leg extensions at a much lighter weight at like 8 to 12 reps and still be stimulated with some really great effects. Machines are also very useful on days you don't feel 100%, whether you're tired or have an injury, and so you can do, for example, a hack squat or a belt squat instead of a barbell squat, without some of the potential risks from a regular barbell exercise. You can also use certain accessories to help build and improve those big lifts by working on specific motions or aspects of them. After reaching a goal of the heavy lifts that I mentioned of the squat, deadlift, overhead press, and bench, it may be good to slightly lower the weight relative to your 1 rep max and increase the rep range to reduce overall wear and tear from always lifting heavy and focus more on hypertrophy to help you look more like Hercules. Also, you'd want to work on grip strength, which is important for many of the lifts that I mentioned, but also is what helped Hercules kill the Nemean lion with his bare hands. This, however, isn't enough to become Hercules, as he's also a warrior, meaning you'd also need a lot of endurance. A combination of strength training and endurance could be like strongman training. It includes shield carries, yoke walks, farmer's carry, sled push, and more. These require both a good level of strength and a good level of cardiovascular endurance to complete. You can also add in Olympic lifts, which train explosiveness, sports performance, coordination, and a lot more shit. You can either add these onto your regular workouts or sub them in for one of your normal workouts to both keep it interesting and for these other benefits. However, this isn't the only type of endurance training that exists, of course, and you should try a bunch of different ones. For example, going for runs, rock climbing, swimming, rope climbing, etc. Things that Hercules probably did at some point or another in his adventures. And most of them have real-world applications if you need them. Along these lines, it could be fun to practice something similar to persistence hunting or endurance hunting. This is a concept I covered in a different video, which I'll link above, but basically, it is a style of hunting that uses the endurance ability of humans plus intelligence to indirectly hunt prey via injury or exhaustion. This can be mimicked if you go on actual hunts if you're rich enough or in the area for that, or more reasonably, just by going on long hikes, 3-4 hours long on like a off day. Now, in line with the two concepts of strength and endurance, another thing is Hercules' main martial art, or fighting method. It just makes sense that wrestling would be his base fighting style, as wrestling was extremely popular in Greece and is a great base for a mixed martial artist. It builds both mental and physical toughness, requires lots of strength and endurance, makes one more aggressive, etc. It's best to join a gym or a club that does wrestling or BJJ or Sambo or something similar, but if that's too costly or not available in your area, the next best thing is to potentially have a partner or friend to help you out and even practice some techniques by yourself, though it's going to be limited. For example, practicing takedown attempts, sprawling, reversals, shrimping, and more. However, I always recommend adding striking into it as well, as it completes the circle. Hercules also used a sword, club, and archery in his fighting methodology, which isn't as common. However, it can still be useful to train. So for example, if you want to train the sword or a club, which can be pretty similar in some sense, cheapest option is to go find a stick. If not, you can go buy some PVC at Home Depot and use that to practice. Or for something a little more realistic looking, you can buy polyurethane swords off the internet like Amazon. And again, like most martial arts, you need to have a training partner, but it's still possible to go through some of the forms. I even have a video on Sokka's sword from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which you may find interesting. As for the club, again, you can do the same thing, and there should be some club training, like for example, Indian club training, which is more of an exercise, but mimicking some of the movements can be useful. And as for archery, a little more expensive, and so it would be more of a hobby, but I did find a reasonable one for under 200 bucks. That includes a horse bow, bowstring, protection on both your bow arm and shooting arm, plus a couple of arrows at about $180-ish on Amazon, and they have pretty decent reviews. I also have a video on Hawkeye if you are interested in archery. The final core of Hercules is a strong mental state. And a lot of things I already mentioned, like the working out, wrestling, will build some of that, but his is a great level. As someone who, under the influence of the goddess Hera, killed his family and was still able to push through to complete the labors, which were deemed impossible. It's a weird thing to train, and if you want a more extreme method, beyond just doing like regular things that may irritate you or stress you out, like for example going for runs, doing your homework or doing your coursework or whatever else, you could try your own labor. For example, survival training in the woods, mimicking SEAL training, and more. However, there's something super important to remember is that you want to do it in a safe environment. There's no point in getting injured. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Watch me stream Tuesday to Thursdays, 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or UTC5 right here on YouTube or on Twitch where I dual stream. Hit that link down below to join my Discord server to see updates on when I stream next, along with adding suggestions for new videos that you want to see. And if you want to support the channel even more, hit that join button for $2.99 a month.